Hey guys, and welcome to the first workout from my Basic for Beginners program. So my name is Christy. I run CoFit Coaching on Instagram and here on YouTube. I almost said Facebook. I'm actually not on Facebook. That's the one thing I'm not on. We're going to start out with a side plank and we're going to move on from there. But I wanted to explain that each move you're going to do for 30 seconds, and then in between each move you're going to rest for 10 seconds. Now if you find that 10 seconds is not enough time, if you just find that your form is going out the window or that you're just so out of breath or your heart rate is so high that you can't keep up, then I want you to slow it down and give yourself 30 seconds or even a minute to rest in between each exercise. But the goal is to go pretty fast in between each exercise so that you also get some cardio work out of this workout so that you're burning calories and building some really good core strength at the same time. So we're going to start out with a side plank, and if you are intermediate, if you've been working out for a little while, then I want you to try to go down onto your arm and then pull your hips up. Only the side of your bottom foot and your forearm are going to be on the ground, okay? And I want you to hold this plank, this side plank, for 30 seconds. Now, this is a pretty advanced move. If this is too hard for you, I want you to put your knees onto the ground, and you can pull your feet back a little bit, and then pull your hip up. So your forearm is still on the ground. Make sure that it's directly underneath your shoulder. I don't want you to have it too far out. When I first was doing the plank, my elbow was a little too far out. So your elbow should be directly underneath your shoulder. And your body, you're gonna be pulling your body up and squeezing your abs so that your hips are up high, pulling towards the sky, or if you're inside, towards the ceiling. And you're gonna hold this plank for 30 seconds, okay? Then we're gonna go on to mountain climbers. So again, if you are intermediate, advanced, I want you to switch your feet at the same time, like a traditional mountain climber, like this. However, if you are a beginner, I don't want you to jump. Instead, what I want you to do is to be in the plank and to step forward and step back, step forward and step back. Again, if this is too difficult for you, then what I want you to do is to go on all fours, just like this, and then I want you to put your hands a little bit forward and shift your hips a little bit forward so that your body is in a relatively straight line. You see how I'm not sagging my stomach down to the ground, but I'm also not leaning back, and this is gonna engage your core. And then I want you to reach one knee to your elbow and then the other knee to your elbow. Now this is still really difficult for your core. This is not a joke right here, okay? But it's gonna give you a little more stability, and it's gonna keep you from rocking side to side. Because what I see, what a lot of people do when they don't have a super strong core is they will do like this when they're doing mountain climbers. Now, there is a healthy way to do that kind of mountain climber, but that's not what we're doing today. So I want you to make sure that your hips are gonna move when you're doing this move, but I want you to make sure that they're not going side to side. The movement is forward and back. So if your hips are moving forward and back, that's okay. What I don't want you to do is this, because that kind of rotation can be bad for your core if you don't have a really strong core. So you're gonna do mountain climbers for 30 seconds. So either up high in a plank, going fast, or stepping it. Or if you are a beginner, then I want you to put your knees down on the ground. Back is in a relatively straight line. And I want you to pull that knee towards your elbow, okay? Then, after we do the mountain climbers, we're gonna go back and do a side plank, but we're gonna do it on the other side. So try to remember if you did it on your right the first time or your left the first time. So then you're gonna go onto your other side. Again, if you're more advanced, you can go up onto your feet and onto your elbow, pulling that hip up to the sky, really squeezing with your abs. I don't want you to go down like this. Your chest needs to be open, just like this. I don't want your shoulder to be towards the ground. Pull that shoulder back into this direction. Again, if this is too hard for you, go down to your knees, pull your feet back a little bit, pull up again with your hips. Make sure that your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder, pulling up with your abdomen, pulling that hip up, and holding for 30 seconds, either on your knees or up on your feet. Then we're gonna go to toe touch V-ups. Now again, we're gonna do one side and we're gonna come back and do the other side to try to remember which side you're starting with. I would suggest if you started doing your side plank with your left arm, again, go and start with your left side. It'll just be easier to remember which side you started with if you do each side, the same side each time. So this is called a toe touch V-up. So what you're gonna do is lie down on the ground, and a traditional V-up, which is not what we're doing today, but just to help you understand what we're doing, is like this, where you bring your toes, your feet up like this, and you touch your toes and come back down. This is a traditional V-up, but we're doing just one leg. So you're gonna bring one leg up, you're gonna touch your toe, and bring it back down. Other leg up, touch that toe, bring it down. Now, this is a flexibility thing. Some people can't touch their toe, and it's not because you're not strong, it's just that you don't have the flexibility. So if you can't touch your toe, I want you to bend your leg and try to just reach towards your toe, maybe touch your knee, okay? So instead of going all the way up, I just want you to bend your leg a little bit and try to touch your toe. Now if you're bending your leg, you probably won't be able to touch your toe because it's farther away, but that's okay. Just touch towards your toe, maybe touch your shin or touch your knee, and just switch it up like that. If this is still too difficult for you, if you're a beginner, that's what I call people who are just starting, who feel like their bodies are really weak. Maybe if you've just had a baby, you're a beginner. I want you to bring your legs up and just tap them down, tap your knee like this. So instead of pulling your shoulders up off the ground, I just want you to lay flat, pull your core in, pull your pelvic bone to your nose. I know that sounds a little weird, it's something I say a lot in my videos, but it helps you have your back flat against the ground so that you're pulling that knee up and putting it back down. You can touch it if you want to, you don't have to, but if you're a beginner, I don't want you to pull your upper body off the ground. I just want you to pull your lower back into the ground as much as you can, pubic bone to nose, belly button to spine, touch just like that, okay? So that is the beginner modification for the toe touch V-up, but if you are not using a modification, I want you to just do one side of either touching your toe or touching your knee, but just one side for 30 seconds. If you're a beginner, just bring up that one leg for 30 seconds. And then we're going to move on to knee drives. So if you feel like you need a little extra balance, then I want you to have a chair nearby. But if you don't, I'm gonna step off my patio here just to show you this move. What you're gonna do is you're going to pull your knee, one knee, and you're gonna pull it to the opposite side of your body for a knee drive, okay? So bring your hands up, imagine you have something in your hands, and pull it like you're gonna break a board or maybe pop a balloon with your knee, okay? And then you're gonna go to the other side and drive the other side. Now, if you are a beginner, what I want you to do is to grab a chair, grab a wall, maybe bounce off a wall, or a couch, and I just want you to do one side at a time. So let's say you're holding on to something on this side, then I want you to drive with this knee and do like this, okay? And then 15 seconds through, I want you to switch. So you can switch holding on to the other side. Let's say you're holding on to this side, maybe you have two chairs, and then I want you to do the other side, okay, of driving, which is one hand and one foot. And then we're gonna go back and do the toe touch V-ups for 30 seconds. And just like this, or like this, or if you're a beginner, make sure your spine is you're trying to keep your lower back on the ground as you're bringing that one leg up at a time, okay? And then that's the end of the workout. So I want you to, I have this very messily written on a piece of mail, so I'm filling it. I don't want you to see my address, that'd be weird. But I have all of these written down on a piece of paper. I'm gonna put it in the description of this video. If you got a link to this video from my Instagram page, then you already know the moves because I posted them on there. But I want you to, again, repeat each exercise for 30 seconds, and I want you to do all this entire workout. I want you to do it 3 times through. Now, if you're a beginner, maybe just try doing it 2 times. But I have some really good modifications, and I believe that you could do it 3 times through. If you feel like this is a bit of deja vu, maybe I've seen this video before, maybe you are one of my very few followers who is following me before you saw this video, and if that is the case, I am re-recording some of these videos because number one, I recorded them vertically, which was a really bad choice. Who but crazy people records videos vertically? Apparently me. And also it just wasn't the best quality. I felt like I didn't explain some of the things as well as I would have liked to, so I have re-recorded this video, but I will take down the old video so there won't be any confusion. But I hope everybody is having a great day. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Or if you need some immediate help, please DM me on Instagram. I do one-on-one coaching. I would love to help you through a program like this. I actually create programs for my clients that are specific for them. So they might use programs like this. If you're a client of mine, you might be using this program. Maybe I decided that you should do this one. But if you're my client, that means that I'm going to be doing one-on-one coaching with you. So let's say one of these moves you are unable to do for some reason, or it's uncomfortable for you, or you're just bored with it. I will change that up. We'll change it up for you, even if you're using a program I've already done. I have a client right now that I have made programs just specifically for her and her fitness level. So please DM me or comment down below if you would like me to coach you one-on-one. I would love to do that. It's one of my favorite things to do. I hope everybody is having a great day. Stay strong, stay disciplined, and be kind.